the man's wife was ill, and he was looking for information because the doctors were stuck, they didn't know what to do. He wanted to look up new findings in research so that he could help his wife, as well as the general public who seek various scientific topics and literature. Furthermore, open access advances research. Open access helps research to be more productive by facilitating access to the latest studies. Open access also enables new techniques for computer-assisted research, paving the way for scientific advancements. Moreover, open access improves scholarship, specifically visibility and impact of scholarship. Open access articles are downloaded more and cited more frequently than articles that are accessible only through subscription. There was a study done that showed that open access articles are downloaded more frequently because they're more accessible. You can access them without any cost, so more people are willing to download them. And also, open access fulfills researchers' professional responsibility to maximize the impact of their research. So, you may be asking, what action is TAMSA taking regarding all these benefits? So, TAMSA, in the recently ended TAMSA Scientific Conference, we came up with declarations and strategic plans for implementation. One of them is holding regular meetings that promote open access within the comprising chapters across 7 medical schools throughout Tanzania, which are these. So these are the 7 schools across Tanzania, medical schools. And the highlighted ones are especially forward in uptaking open access into their system. So furthermore, TAMSA will promote open access usage in different schools, like we have here, I'm sure. Besides just medicine, we have pharmacy, laboratory sciences, nursing, diagnostic and imaging sciences. So we need to encourage this in all schools of the healthcare field. TAMSA will also seek to establish open access institutional repositories. Now, repositories are databases which are institutionally defined. They contain all scholarly articles. They're cumulative and perpetual, as well as open and interoperable. So anyone who wants to visit or access literature in those databases can do so without any hindrances. And TAMSA would also encourage an alternate route so that academicians in respective institutions would publish their research literature in open access journals. Now we have the traditional closed access journals like you saw, but we even have open access journals that do not charge the end user anything. So we have Biomed Central, remember the pin, ICAP, which is the International Coalition for the Advancement of Academic Publishing, PubMed, of several others. So, TAMSA has also opined to spread the message of the open access movement to other student bodies across Tanzania, besides just the healthcare field, academics, and government and quasi-autonomous organizations, so that all publicly funded material is accessible. Now, let's look at the benefits of open access in practical terms. We have an example of a 16-year-old boy in the United States who's made a cancer breakthrough. He's called Jack and Draper. And he's made a breakthrough in pancreatic and lung cancer. What he's done is to come up with an innovation, a new diagnostic test which can detect these cancers at the earliest stages. And it is 3,000 times cheaper than the conventional test, than the test which is being used presently in hospitals. It costs only 50 shillings to do. It takes 5 minutes to give results, instant results. It is 99% accurate as compared to the conventional test, which is barely 80% accurate. And it detects these cancers at the earliest stages. So therefore, patients have a better prognosis upon diagnosis. Usually pancreatic cancers, when diagnosed, the patient has only 6 months to survive. But because of this test and because of open access, this boy, Jack Draker, was able to innovate or to make a new test which gives the patient a better diagnosis, a better prognosis upon diagnosis because they are diagnosed early. So here's a clip.
Hello everyone, I'm Francis Collins. I'm the Director of the National Institutes of Health, and I'm delighted to be here with Jack Andreyka.
So I'm Jack Andreyka, I'm a sophomore, and I won the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair.
So how did you come up with a project, and what was that project?
Essentially what I've created was a new way to detect pancreatic ovarian and lung cancer that costs 3 cents and it takes 5 minutes to run. And it's 100% accurate so far in clinical studies. And then also, it can detect the cancer in the earliest stages when someone has close to 100% chance of survival.
Clearly, you had to do a lot of searching then through science. What people had worked on, what experiments they'd done, what publications were there. So you were sitting at your computer, or were you going to a library? How did you get access?
How I got access was with Google. Essentially, I would just Google like some keywords, then go to a publication, and then sometimes it wasn't really about the content of the publication, it's more about the references in it.
Yeah.
And then I would look at all of those and look through those. But that was actually really hard because I hit a lot of paywalls. Like you have to pay $40 per article, and unfortunately I couldn't shell out a lot of that. So instead I would have to kind of cheat and copy the article title back into Google and then look for PDF versions. And a lot of the times I actually found them on the NIH PubMed site.
So you used PubMed a fair amount.
Oh yes, I spent hours on PubMed.
Were there some things you couldn't even get to even with your workaround? Were there things that weren't in PubMed?
Oh yeah, for sure. There was a lot of articles that the abstracts weren't even published for. So what would be a lot better is if we would be able to have all these access. And that's really important because I'm not a unique case. There are millions of people like me.
Yes.
And so if you can just go on Google and Wikipedia and find these amazing articles, we could have this great innovation, but these paywalls are stopping it.
He said that there are many other people like him. It's not only his case. So if